So of late we've been talking all things fashion at MBB, and you might be wondering what on earth has fashion got to do with mind, body and business. But as we were talking about before, it all comes down to personal branding, but not only that, organisation, because we're all talking about how we're time poor. And I'm not sure about you, but when I go to my wardrobe of a morning, when I have a big pitch or a big meeting, I need to know that what I'm wearing is the best representation of me, and it makes me feel good. So I was quite surprised when Fiona opened up her wardrobe for me, because it's nothing like mine, i.e. it looks organised, but it's not a massive wardrobe with thousands of pieces.
And I guess that's the thing people get a little bit surprised about, is that, hold on a minute, you are a styling consultant and where are all your clothes? So I actually do have quite a few clothes. I mean, I have drawers here, and I do admit I have a little bit of a sparkly hanging wardrobe as well. But general rule of thumb is we actually only wear 20% of our wardrobe 80% of the time. And a lot of the stuff that stays in our wardrobe are things that we actually don't wear, don't fit properly, or we don't love. So it's stuff that we put on, but we feel like a bit of an alien and we don't walk out the door in. But we don't get rid of it because we feel guilty about it, or someone's given it to us.
Yeah, emotional attachment.
Exactly.
Memories.
So what I've done with my wardrobe, it is stuff that I love. So I won't bring anything into my wardrobe unless I absolutely love it. And then it ends up being worn till it's, ready to go.
Awesome. So if we're putting a wardrobe together and we want that really clean, easy, functionable wardrobe, what are some of the base pieces we need?
So what I say is that creating a capsule wardrobe, you can't necessarily have the same rules for everybody. So what I say to people is think about your style personality and what really reflects you, but then also think about 2 base colours that you use in your wardrobe. So I've probably cheated a little bit, I've got 3. So my base colours tend to be navies or blues, greys and charcoals, and then as a default I also have a little bit of black, okay, as well. But what I say about that is, in general, colour goes better with colour, so navy or charcoal. And black and white, grey and white, grey and black, and maybe a little bit of red work really well with black. But where you can, always try and put colour with your blues or your greys instead. So just to give you a bit of example of how that looks a little bit better, we'll team up the blues first. And so putting blue with your blue skirt, and sorry I'm hiding your face there and knocking that out.
They're probably relieved.
No, not at all. Works a lot better than, say, if we pulled up the black skirt and put it with that. The colour just works a lot better and it pops much, much better.
And I'm assuming these rules apply for men as well.
They do. So it's finding the 2 base colours that you're going to work with that are really versatile, and then adding the pops of colour from there. So thinking about, okay, do I prefer to wear skirts, or do I prefer to wear trousers, or am I a dress person, for example? So going from there. And then it's about adding those pops of colour, whether you go for plain colours, and then adding maybe like a coloured jacket that goes with it as well.
And picking up on those, there's only a tiny bit of green there, but this really makes those tiny bits of green pop.
Exactly.
So bringing it out. Yeah.
So it works well with
my top too.
It does, you could borrow that actually. So you can put it with the grey, that will work. If you put it with the black, yes it works, but we're losing a bit of the colour. But if you put it with the blue, for example, because we've got the blue sitting in there, that green really pops and stands out. So it's about experimenting with colour and playing with it a little bit, and especially when you're working with pattern, picking out the colours that are in the pattern to use to mix and match with that as well. Okay. So number 1, choosing your base colours. Number 2, working out your base pieces, so that's your skirts, trousers, jackets and pants or dresses. And then it's really having fun with accessories as well. So think about scarves, jewellery,
statement pieces.
And for guys it's about ties, cufflinks, for example, if they have to do suited and booted. Or what's really great at the moment for men is shoes. We've got lots more options with shoes. They're a lot more interesting, especially with sort of the navy and brown suedes and things coming through. And of course now man bags are more than acceptable because we have to carry iPads and laptops and things like that around.
I find we're getting a lot of European influence in there, and men aren't as afraid to wear the man bag or the pocket squares as we were talking about earlier, and it's just adding that extra bit of polish to their look, which is really nice to see. And I think men like exploring that side and being a bit creative with their look as well, because you know, a lot of guys complain it's boring.
Yeah, exactly. So using colour, using accessories, if you've got just simple base pieces like your skirts, pants, jackets, when you add things to them and everything mixes and matches, you have a wardrobe where, okay, instead of having one or two go-to outfits, you know that you can mix and match a number of items for them all to go together.
Awesome. And it doesn't have to cost a fortune. So if you feel stressed every time you get up in the morning and you know you have to, you know, get dressed and present well, maybe take on some of Fiona's tricks and tips and take the stress out of getting to work and looking fabulous.